In this video, I'm going to go over the exact framework for better prompting with AI writing tools. So if you're stuck getting these bland and generic responses from your content creation, be sure to watch until the end. And with that, let's get started. All right, so what I'm going to start out with is what's called the craft prompt framework. And what that is you start out with the context, which is setting the background information and situation for the AI. Then you would define a role, and that's going to be a specific expert identity for the AI to adopt. Next will be the audience, and the audience is defining who is going to be reading and consuming the content itself. Next is the format. Format is going to specify the exact structure and the presentation of the output. And finally, we're going to have the tone, and that is basically just establishing the writing style and the emotional approach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use DeepSeek, and I'm going to input the framework here like this, and I'm going to use the niche of hiking as just an example. So what this is going to do is this is actually going to generate the prompt that we can then use to create whatever kind of content. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a prompt with this specified niche of hiking, and I'm going to use that to, I'll probably do a blog post. So I'm going to input this into DeepSeek, and let's see what it actually comes up with. As you can see here, this is what DeepSeek actually came up with. So as you can see, it gives you a context here, a role, an audience, format, and tone. And then at the very bottom, it actually gives you the prompt that you would use. So with this prompt, the context is you're an experienced hiker and outdoor enthusiast creating content to inspire and educate others about hiking. So once again, this is just an example. I'm using the hiking niche. I mean, there's thousands of niches. Any kind of niche that someone wants to use on this would work, and this would work with any of the AI writing tools that are out there right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and I'm going to try 3 different AI tools. I'm going to try it on Claude and also on Mistral AI and then also on DeepSeek, and we will see the outcome of what it puts out. So I've pasted the prompt into DeepSeek. So just so you can see here, and I put in at the bottom, write a 1,000 word blog post using the framework above. And I've got the title here. And I also included each of the sections of the framework: tone, format, audience, and role. And what I like to do is kind of space it out like this so it looks a little bit better. So I will enter this in and I will be back to see the result. This is the outcome from DeepSeek. So it even gives you like an intro here, introduction section. And here's all the essential hiking tips for safety and enjoyment. You can see it gives you, pack 10 essentials, dress in layers and wear proper footwear. And it actually gives you a pretty good one here. Tell someone your plans. So for anyone that does hiking, obviously people have to, know where you actually are. Um, so this it's a pretty good one. And I just want to mention with the outputs that these tools give you, after I'm done with all 3 of them, I'll show you how you can humanize it and kind of make it into your own voice so it's not so generalized, basically. So this is, I would say this is a pretty good starting point if you were going to use something like this, which would be 10 essential tips for a safe and enjoyable hiking adventure. So next I'm going to try Claude and I will show you the outcome from that one. So here I'm at Claude. I pasted in the same exact prompt from the previous section that I used on DeepSeek. So I'm going to enter this one and I will be back to show you the result. This is Claude's response here. And compared to DeepSeek, Claude gave a more robust response. It still has the section here that's like the intro, but as you can see with these sections that it gave the tips, it's a lot more expanded for each one. So you can see the difference between these 2 tools at a minimum. You could technically you could go and you could use DeepSeek's if you wanted to, and you can expand upon this depending on the prompts. You could keep going with certain prompts and ask it to expand. But with Claude here, you can see it already gave a pretty good response, and it even has like a little outro here. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and use Mistral AI, their LeChat tool, and I will show you the outcome from that. So here is LeChat from Mistral AI. This is their chat tool. Um, this chat tool is a lot faster. So I'm assuming that the servers that this is running on are probably pretty robust. I mean, the CPU, they probably have tons of RAM, and the GPU architecture. I mean, it must be pretty high end because it gives a pretty quick response when you put in a prompt. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how quick this goes in here. So you can see right here, it already gave a pretty quick uh, response. Look at that. And it's actually pretty robust on each. It's not as much as Claude under each section here, but it's still pretty good. I would say this is probably even better than DeepSeek's as well. And it started out with a little intro here. And as you can see, it gives you all the different tips for hiking. Hike with a buddy, be prepared for emergencies, respect nature. So I would say this is, again, and there's the conclusion. I would say this is a pretty good starting point for writing a blog post, at least at a minimum of any type. Again, you could change it to however many words you would like. This is based on 1,000 words. What I'm going to do next is show a framework of what you would do to make this more unique as far as like putting it into your own voice, so it doesn't sound as generic. So I'm going to go to Claude, and I will show you what you can do um, to accomplish this. You would basically take this post, or something like it, something that you generate, and then you would add this other framework or prompt into it, and I will show you that now in Claude. So here I am back at Claude. What I did was I took the response here and I copied it from Mistral AI and I uploaded it here into Claude, and I used this framework. So what I'll do also is I'll put a generic version of the framework so you can enter in your own details if you wanted to use it to rewrite a blog in your own voice. So what you would do is you would put rewrite the uploaded blog post. Let me put a space there using the framework below. So this as an example, in the hiking niche, I have it as my name is John. I'm a wilderness guide and outdoor photographer. Right here, you would include your social channels. You would put some hobbies about yourself. You would also include some achievements, and then you can put in a mission statement. So once you enter that in, it will make it more, you know, personal, and it will rewrite it using your own voice because it'll basically mix in like personal anecdotes and some information about yourself with the actual blog post. So after this is done, I will show you the results that it gives. All right, this is the response that Claude gave. You can see here it gives the name John. And even in the intro, you can see it used some of the details that I entered in after guiding 200 plus backcountry trips and summiting 42 of the 50 US states high points. So right there, it's interjecting the personal details. Right here, it even gives you, while guiding a group through the White Mountains, I've seen how matching trail difficulty to experience level transforms a potential sufferfest into an empowering experience. So again, that's like relating a personal experience into it, and it's giving you all of the different steps, or sorry, the different tips that originally were in the post that Mistral AI put out. And this is the outcome that it gave. This is a pretty good example, I would say, of what you could do. Again, it's going to be different for everyone. So I will go ahead and leave the actual framework itself. I will include that in the description linked so that anybody that watches this can try it out if they ever want to try to rewrite a blog post using some of the different, AI tools that are out there. So as of now, Mistral AI is a pretty good one. I would say Claude is still a very, very good one. And, ChatGPT, everybody knows about that one. There's a whole bunch out there. So feel free to try any of this information that I've given you on this video. You can try it out on any of the tools just to see whatever the results are, and then you can just go from there. All right, that's going to wrap this one up. Remember, with prompting, you want to be as specific as possible. You could use the frameworks that I have. I will link them in the description. I will also link these slides down in the description. So hopefully this will help you create some better content using the prompting guides that I've shown you here. And with that, I will see you in the next one.